Good evening everyone and welcome to the Ace of the Universe, the Dream Matches. Right, then we kick off tonight's show with a fatal four-way elimination match. All four of these guys have shared the ring in various iterations and all had absolutely incredible matches. Even all four of them sharing the ring once together in a tag team match when Tanahashi teamed up with Ospreay to take on the team of Omega and Ibushi. All those matches, you're looking at 4.5, 5 stars on Observer. You're looking at more than 9.5 out of 10 on Cage Match. It's been incredible matches. They really, really have. So I thought it'd be fun to put all four of them in the ring together, but put them up against each other in a fatal four-way elimination match. All four of them will want these points. They'll all be desperate for these points, all for differing reasons. Of course, we do have Kota Ibushi. Let's start from the bottom. He is still on -2 after 24 matches. Never really had a positive year. He's been pretty poor. Last year, he had 2 matches. He came out with 0. The year before, he had 7 matches. Came out on -2. It's just not really been a good time for Ibushi at all. So this is a big chance for him to pick up some points. Hiroshi Tanahashi, of course, in incredible form at the moment. +12 after 10 this year. +12 after 30 overall. And has really elevated himself up massively. Now sits in 35th in the ranking system. We have got Kenny Omega, who is 8th in the ranking system, +19 after 65. And he'll be looking for these points to really force himself back into some title pictures. Of course, we do know that he faced off against Will Ospreay at Night of Champions, the final show of 2025 for the Intercontinental Championship, after pinning Ospreay back at the John Cena shows and was on the losing side of that, and he'll love to get himself back in that title picture. And then, of course, we do have Will Ospreay himself, currently top of the rankings, +32 after 52 matches. He's 3 points clear of second place Okada, and a big win here would definitely, of course, push him even further up. Remember, this is a fatal four-way elimination match, so this is worth even more points than normal. 1 point for the win, of course, but there's also 1 point for every elimination you cause as well. So there's a chance for 4 points here, so somebody could really get some big improvements today. Not only that, you've also got the side mission here, the fact that Will Ospreay is still your Intercontinental Championship. And if Will Ospreay doesn't win here, you would have to believe that whoever does get the pinfall over him would be up for an Intercontinental Championship match in the future. We know that Ospreay will be defending that belt next week anyway when he takes on Konosuke Takeshita at our Best of 2025 shows. But if someone does pin Ospreay here, I do feel like even if Takeshita gets past Ospreay, you would have to give that person the opportunity to face off for that Intercontinental Championship. Talking of championships, of course, we do know that Tanahashi will be fighting in the main event of tonight's show for the Asian Championship against the current champion, Ultimo Dragon. But also on tonight's card, up next, we'll have Hiroshi Tanahashi one-on-one against Shawn Michaels, the Idol versus the Icon. We will have Tanahashi up against Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio in a very Attitude Era-esque triple threat match. And then, just based off this week alone, we've seen Tanahashi pick up quite a few wins by submission, so I thought, why not put him in a technical showcase? The Generations of Excellence. We've got Hiroshi Tanahashi, Bret the Hitman Hart, Kurt Angle, Bryan Danielson, fatal four-way elimination match later on tonight as well. So lots of big opportunities for even more points to be gained. No matter what happens, I mean, even if Tanahashi loses all 5 of the matches tonight, he's still walking out with a good amount of points from this week. He's still going to get a massive improvement because he has already won 10 matches out of 10, which is insane in my opinion. But yeah, there's big chances for Tanahashi to elevate himself up even more then. And who knows, even get himself another title shot. We know he's obviously fighting for the Asian Championship tonight. If he can pin Ospreay and get himself an IC Championship match in the future as well, that'd be amazing. Spine breaker there by Tanahashi. And now there's a shin breaker on Ospreay in with the dragon screw. Lovely crossbody takedown there by Ospreay, as well as now Ospreay and Kota Ibushi working together on Tanahashi for a short period of time anyway, until Ospreay works over Ibushi. Of course, Ibushi finally came back to AEW after a long injury and managed to break his leg within the first match. It was a real unfortunate accident, in fairness, and it looks so benign. I mean, you've seen the highlights, I'm assuming, but it was surprising to me that he did break his leg in that situation. Omega now with a strike in the face of Tanahashi. That's interesting. So in the Wrestle Kingdom promotion last week, of course, I'm recording this before Wrestle Kingdom, so I'm trying to get ahead before I go back to work. But in the Wrestle Kingdom promotion videos for the show, Andrade El Idolo was referenced as being an AEW wrestler. Of course, we did see him turn up at Attack Moxley, but we've not seen anything else since then because of the issues that Andrade had with his contract with WWE and so forth. It'll be interesting to see whether New Japan have spoiled that or not. I don't know. Omega now looking to work over Tanahashi. And of course, Omega will also be thinking of the fact that we also introduced a new championship last week. We split the North American Championship up into the Canadian and the United States Championship, and you'd think that Kenny Omega will be one of the favourites to go on and be that inaugural Canadian champion. We do have a tournament set out for it. I might save it, although it's going to be a long time away, isn't it? When is Canada Day? Isn't it in July as well? It's the 1st of July is Canada Day. I've got a pretty hefty show set up for 4th of July, Great American Bash style, so I'm not quite sure if I could do Canada Day as well. We might end up doing that beforehand, but I've got a plan for a cup called the Dungeon Cup, the winner being known as the Dungeon Master and crowning the first ever Canadian champion. It's a strong roster, that. It's not quite as strong as I expected it to be honest. I really thought, yeah, Canada's got some incredible names, and they have got some incredible names, but when you try and make yourself a 32-man tournament, it's probably not as deep as I expected it to be. Pin now by Ibushi on Ospreay, only a 2 count. I mean, there are some really big names on there, don't get me wrong. And I've tried to split it down into generations. We've got retro, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s and current. 2010s and current is looking pretty strong. 90s is pretty good as well. Then you've got Bret Hart, you've got Owen Hart, you've got Phil Lafon, Jacques Rougeau, Chris Benoit, Val Venus, Test, PCO. 2000s, you've got Lance Storm, Bobby Roode, Edge, Test, Jericho, Pete Williams. It's decent. It'll be a good competition. I'm looking forward to it. Ibushi now gets caught with a stiff strike in the face. But we've got many tournaments coming this year for you already. Of course, we start in the first tournament in a couple of weeks' time. We're doing the Queen of Crowns tournament, similar to what we did last year. We're going to take the top 32 women from the PWI 250 in 2025 and pit them against each other in a knockout-style tournament. Ooh, and the winner will get an opportunity at the SWE Women's Championship. We're also going to have a men's and women's tag team version as well. I'm just waiting for the list to be released. It's still not publicly available, and I could just buy the magazine at this point, couldn't I suppose, but how much is it going to cost me if I buy the magazine? Am I really that desperate just to get the list of tag teams? I mean, we've got a while till I'm going to get a chance to record it anyway, so I'm not overly worried. I still can't believe the Hardys finished number 1 in the tag team rankings for the year, as Omega now was looking for that one-wing angel, but Ospreay spun it round into the Hurricanrana. Ibushi sending Ospreay into the barricade. Yeah, but the Hardys were number 1 in the PWI. Is this right? Was Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin number 2? Wow, okay. I believe that a lot of people were a bit annoyed that El Sky team were not higher up, the team of Mascara Dorada and Mystico. They finished 8th in the list overall. Nice elbow in the leg there by Omega, sending Tanahashi crashing. And now it's Ospreay and Omega, half and half suplex attempted. Omega with the elbow in the face. So yeah, we've got a hell of a lot of content coming up for you at the moment. My schedule, as much as I wanted to really cut down the schedule this year, I'm up to a bigger schedule than last year at this point. I'm doing one show every other day at this point, which is, I can't believe I've ended up doing this situation. I really can't. But hey ho, it is what it is, isn't it? As Ospreay now taking Omega up, looking for that Styles Clash middle of the ring. Ospreay pins Omega. There's the 1, there's the 2, and there's the 3. Will Ospreay picks up his first point of the year, eliminating Kenny Omega, getting his second pin over Omega in a matter of a couple of weeks. Ospreay then gets himself up to a +1 for the year. Omega drops down to a -1 for the year. And then there were 3. Tanahashi, Ibushi, Ospreay. Is Ospreay going to win again? Ospreay's been incredible. He really has been incredible over the last year. I mean, last year he had 14 matches, got a +14. In 2024, he got +17 after 11. That's what's really brought him forward. Before those 2 years, in 2023, Ospreay was like really low. He was in the minuses for a chunk of time. But the last 2 years, he's gained 31 points and really changed the whole shift in SWE. I mean, Bret Hart had topped the rankings for so freaking long. And now Bret Hart has dropped down to 4th position all of a sudden. We'll have to give Bret some opportunities because he's not had a ton of opportunities the last couple of years. I mean, the last 3 years, he's had 5 matches a year as Tanahashi pins Ibushi. Ibushi needed the win, and Ibushi has not got the win. Ibushi drops down to a -3 after 25 matches, and Tanahashi gains himself another point. He moves up to +13 this year, and now we're down to the final 2. And this is interesting then. If Tanahashi pins Ospreay, Tanahashi will get an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship in the future. If Ospreay gets the win, then Ospreay just continues his reign of dominance. Ospreay, lovely on Tanahashi. And of course, this is just the first match of the evening for you. Still 4 more big matches to come after this one. Ospreay now got to just boot into the spine of Tanahashi. And a big boot across the face as well. Forcing the arm behind the back and now looking to wrench back the other one. Big knees into the spine by Ospreay. Oh, Ospreay went for the dive over the top, completely missed and landed face first on that matting. Of course, we know how thin that matting is. There's the cloverleaf submission. It's been so effective all week, but it's not enough to keep Ospreay down. Got Ospreay now with the strikes into the face. Snap suplex. Standing moonsault by Ospreay. Ospreay now looking to grab all that trash can. And remember, these matches are no DQ. Oh, he missed. Well done, Ospreay. Ospreay, though, runs in and clatters Tanahashi. There's the pin. It could be enough. That could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. No, it's only a 2. Ospreay now boot into the chest of Tanahashi. Ospreay now with the trash can lid once again. And launches it. He missed him again. Come on, Ospreay, man. Ospreay sending Tanahashi into the ring steps. There's a clattering blow in the back. Lovely. Oh, look at a backdrop onto the trash can lid. That could be enough. No, Tanahashi's still fighting back. Tanahashi's won all 10 matches so far this week. I said it would be almost impossible for him to go the full distance here this evening, but he's starting off looking strong here. He's into the final 2. The chops are strikes, but there's the ace crusher by Ospreay once again onto the trash can lid. This could be the beginning of the end. Ospreay, boot in the gut, going to take Tanahashi up on the shoulder. Stormbreaker again onto the trash can lid. Surely that's enough for Tanahashi to finally be put away this year. It is indeed, and Will Ospreay is just incredible. Tanahashi suffers his first loss of the year, moves down to a plus 12 after 31 matches, a plus 12 after 11 this year alone, and Will Ospreay gains himself 3 points in this match, moves up to plus 35 after 53 matches, and extends his lead at the top of the rankings up to 6 points. Absolutely incredible by Will Ospreay. And of course he moves into that match next week against Konosuke Takeshita for the Intercontinental Championship with some great momentum behind him. So Tanahashi, even though he lost, he still looked fantastic here today. Still got down to the final two. Still got himself an elimination as well. And he had the opportunities. He did lock in that cloverleaf. He did hit some big moves. But, I mean, Ospreay out of nowhere. The ace crusher onto the trash can lid. Then to follow it up with the Stormbreaker also onto the trash can lid was just one step too far. Tanahashi, though, like I said, still looking good. He still has a lot of momentum, and he's still going into 4 more matches this evening. I did always say tonight was going to be the hardest one because we've got several multiple-person matches. Next up, he's got Shawn Michaels one-on-one. Then he's got Eddie and Ray in a triple threat, and then he's got that fatal 4-way, the technical showcase with Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, and Danielson before hitting that main event for the championship. Ultimo Dragon versus Tanahashi. So well done, Will Ospreay. Starts off 2026 in a very strong position. Let's see if Tanahashi can regain some of those points as we move on to the next match of the evening. The Icon versus the Idol. What's up, Kitty Cat? Are you excited as well? Yeah, are you an Ospreay fan? Right then, we are underway. Hiroshi Tanahashi off against Shawn Michaels. Of course, we know Tanahashi is on plus 12 after 11 matches, plus 12 after 31 overall. And then we have Shawn Michaels, his first match of the year. He is on plus 1 after 43, and that's only after he had a pretty damn good 2025, getting a plus 5 overall. He was minus 4 when 2025 began. That was shocking, wasn't it, really? Now, Hiroshi Tanahashi has cited Shawn Michaels as his favourite wrestler. Of course, Tanahashi debuted in 1999. Shawn Michaels' run, of course, in the In Your House era, the new generation of WWF, was incredible. And Tanahashi was a massive fan. And he's also said that it did sort of change the way that he wrestled watching someone like Shawn Michaels. And you can sort of see it in the style, I suppose, the heart and the soul. Tanahashi also cited Tatsumi Fujinami as one of his favourites as well. But yeah, big opportunity here for a dream match that I wish could have happened, because this would have been an awesome match if it did. And I don't know who I fancy. I mean, the way that the week has gone, I think Tanahashi's got to be the favourite to win this one. I mean, I do really want Michaels to pick up some wins, and I have sort of tried to book some shows in the future that are hopefully going to lean into him. I want to do some In Your House style shows, so I've put together a roster, and I've just put together a few random sort of matches that we could do. And there's some good ones. I mean, Shawn Michaels versus Mighty Jannetty's obviously got a lot of history to it. We've got the Rockers as well. I don't think we've ever used the Rockers as a tag team in SWE, because I think when we did do the big tag team tournament, we used Shawn Michaels alongside Triple H. So to get Shawn Michaels and Mighty Jannetty together as the Rockers would be pretty cool. Got some got some retro WWF style shows I want to book as well that would involve potentially using the Rockers. That'd be fun. As look at Michaels here, just dropping his boot right into the gut of Tanahashi. Michaels brings Tanahashi back up to a standing base. Now off against the ropes, ducks underneath. Nice, strong back elbow. Lovely diving forearm by Shawn Michaels, taking down Tanahashi. There's the pin for the 1, the 2. It'd be pretty damn quick if that was enough. And Michaels now backing away into the corner. Is he thinking sweet chin music already? He just got a 2 count. Oh, Tanahashi caught the leg and in with a dragon screw. Nice little double whammy there for Tanahashi. I mean, hitting the dragon screw reduces the chance you're going to hit that sweet chin music in the future or get as much power on it if your leg is damaged. But also weakening that leg potentially for a cloverleaf, as we've seen him use many times already this week. Tanahashi now drops into the pin on Michaels now for the 1. No, only 1 count. Tanahashi now bringing Michaels back up to a standing base, looking for the chop across the chest. Michaels able to slide free. Look at those attacks and in with the backbreaker. I mean, there's many matches we could have put on this show. I mean, just thinking now off the top of my head. I mean, Misawa. Did Tanahashi ever face Misawa? Tanahashi versus Misawa. That match did not happen. I don't think, by the looks of it. We could have done, obviously, the likes of Inoki. I'm not sure if that match ever happened. Tanahashi versus Inoki. Doesn't look like it. Oh my god, I just typed in Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Antonio Inoki, and the first result that comes up is a video on my YouTube channel that we did in WWE 2K25. That's pretty cool. Tanahashi versus Flair would have been interesting as well. I don't think that match ever happened. No, that no match happened. So there was a lot of matches we could have put on this card, don't get me wrong, and we had to pick the ones that sort of, I wanted to try and pick one that suited everyone, if that makes sense. So we had the up-to-date New Japan one to kick off the show. We've got your retro WWF here with Shawn Michaels. You've got your classic Attitude Era style Cruiserweight next up with Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. You've got your technical masterclass with Brett, Kurt and Danielson, and then of course you've got the title match at the end. So I wanted to try and get one thing for everyone if I could. Very difficult to do, I know, but there you go. Pin here by Michaels once again on Tanahashi again, only for the 2 count. Lovely diving forearm once again. And now there is the pin attempt by Michaels. It's the 1, it's the 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count, but it's getting closer. Definitely getting closer. Michaels now backs away into the corner once again. Looking for the second time in the match for that sweet chin music again, though he missed it. This is Michaels' problem. This sweet chin music just seems to be the most easiest move to reverse on this game. It's unbelievable. He never seems to hit it. It's shocking, really. Tanahashi now bringing Michaels back up to a standing base. There's a strike. Michaels fights back with a knee in the face. And you think, surely at this point, you would assume that Tanahashi must be the favourite. I mean, he's reversed 2 finishers, which generally means he's probably going to steal those finishers. So, in terms of the game, surely Tanahashi has the massive advantage here. Michaels now in with the Russian leg sweep. Now bringing Tanahashi back up to a seated base. He gets caught with the face with the elbow. And a lovely sling blade there by Tanahashi with a drop kick to the side of the head as well. There's the pin. Is that the straw that breaks the camel's back? No, it's still only a 2 count. Tanahashi now with Michaels up on the shoulder, rolls him through. And now Tanahashi heading up to the top, thinking high, fly, flow. He hits it as well. That could be enough for the 3. There's the 1. There's the 2. And no, only a 2 count. Tanahashi heading to the top again. Is he going to go for it again? He does the second high fly flow. There's the pin. This time surely the 1, the 2. Oh my god, only a 2. Wow. How has Michaels survived 2 high fly flows? And now Michaels back up on his feet over the top of Tanahashi. And then, Tanahashi taking him up on the shoulder now in with the power slam. Michaels though fighting back with a dragon screw of his own. Again, good double maneuver there. Weakens Tanahashi's legs, weakens the chance of the cloverleaf. Makes it more difficult for him to jump from the top rope as well. But Tanahashi seems okay. Michaels slowly getting back up to his feet. It's been a hell of a match so far. How on earth has Michaels kicked out of 2 high fly flows though? That's crazy. And Tanahashi now happy to win this by count out by the looks of it. It'd be a bizarre way to win it, to be honest, but... Oh, he went to go for the knee drop on the outside, and Michaels moved, and Tanahashi felt his knee there. You saw it. Both guys now back up on their feet. Diving forearm by Michaels, and now Michaels on the outside, thinking about a sweet chin again. This time he hits it, but it's on the outside of the ring. Oh, he's wasted it. He's hit a good, powerful maneuver there. If he can get him back in the ring, I don't know if he's going to try here, you know. Is he going to try and win this by count out? It'd be a bit of a disappointment with these two guys, 2 of the best of all time, for this match to go to a count out victory, but Michaels does throw Tanahashi back in the ring. I don't know if he's given him too much time now, though, to recuperate after that sweet chin music, but Michaels is lining up for another sweet chin. Tanahashi turns straight into it. He's down. There's the 1. There's the 2. Oh my god, he's kicked out as well. Oh my god, what a freaking match this has been. What a freaking match this has been. Tanahashi slides out the back, chops away at the back of the neck of the back of the knee of Michaels once again. And now Tanahashi looking to turn that knee, the spinning toe holds, reminiscent of Terry Funk. Michaels now back up on his feet, but Tanahashi was there, caught the leg again, in with a dragon screw, definitely really working that leg over potentially for that cloverleaf. Talking of which, I think he was going to go for it there, but Michaels kicked him away. Michaels now striking in the face of Tanahashi. Going to try and... Oh no, never strike. I thought he was going to go for a bulldog there. Up on the top, in with that crossbody from the moonsault. Again, Michaels away in the corner. Boom, he hits a 3rd sweet chin music of the match. Surely that's enough. It is indeed. Shawn Michaels, absolutely huge win for him. My god, did he need that. He moves up to a +2 after 44 matches, +1 from 1 this year. And Tanahashi, after winning 10 matches on the trot, has now lost 2 on the trot. Bear in mind, he's leading up to that big championship match in our main event. This was his only other singles match of the night. His next one's a triple threat. The one after that, another fatal 4-way elimination. So this, I don't want to say it was his easiest one, because it's against Shawn Michaels. It's not easy at all, is it? But it's the one that was maybe in the most control for him. But either way, it was a cracking match. Both guys had big chances. Shawn Michaels hit 3 sweet chin musics. Tanahashi hit 2 high fly flows. It was brutal. And a match I'd love to see again in the future, to be honest with you. It's not very often that Shawn Michaels does well, is it really? Let's say last year was a big year for him, a big turnaround year in general, as he moved up from, like I said, a -4 up to a +1. It was his first ever positive year in SWE. And now he's got a chance of backing that up. I mean, if he can get a few more points here this year, I mean, there's no reason why Shawn Michaels should be below the likes of Brock Anderson and Wes Briscoe in the grand scheme of wrestling in SWE, is there really? That's something we need to fix. I mean, both Brock Anderson and Wes Briscoe should be jobbers. And we shall do that. We shall make sure they are jobbers. But there we go. Massive win then for Shawn Michaels. Starts off 2026 the way he wants to continue on. And can he build upon this huge victory over Hiroshi Tanahashi with some more big points later on in the year? Like I said, I've got some ideas for Shawn Michaels. And I definitely want to see him back at his best and at the top of the SWE rankings. Right, then we are back and we have a triple threat match up for you next. This is a real Attitude Era classic. We all know about the fantastic match that Ray and Eddie had back at Halloween Havoc in WCW. But what if we could add a prime Hiroshi Tanahashi into that match? How would things go? Now, how much does Tanahashi weigh? He weighs 223. Okay, that sort of negates my next question about the fact that we know Rey Mysterio is the current SWE Cruiserweight Champion. And if there was to be a pin over him by one of these two guys, would they become the #1 contender potentially for the SWE Cruiserweight Championship? I think if Eddie was to get the pin, I think we would have to give Eddie the opportunity. I think Tanahashi, though, would be deemed too heavy. I just see it in some of Hiroshi Tanahashi's rings names, by the way. We've got Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Masked Devil Lock, the Super Strong Ace, Tanahashi, Gokiburu Mask, and Wrestlando. There we go. Yeah, this should be a really fun one. Let's check the ranking system. Of course, we know where Tanahashi sits. He sits in 35th position on plus 11 after 12 matches this year, plus 11 after 32 overall. Eddie Guerrero, I think both Eddie and Ray have had good years last year, but they're still low on where they want to be. Eddie Guerrero sits in 187th position with plus 2 after 37. And Rey Mysterio sits in 166th position on plus 2 after 48. Ray got a plus 6 last year. So again, he started the year on a -4 and had a really good turnaround, which what we want to happen. I keep saying this over and over again. The cream will eventually rise to the top. We're seeing that. We saw it with Cody last year. We've seen it with Shawn Michaels last year. We're seeing it with Tanahashi this year. We've seen it with Eddie last year. We just need these guys to have more and more opportunities. And I say a lot of it's my fault for giving them stupid matches. I know that. But this year, I'm going to try and be a bit more sensible with the matchmaking. I do want to have super matches. But at the same time, I want to have some matches that are a bit more clearly defined, if that makes sense. I mean, there's only so many times we can put Ray up against Eddie. I think I said about with Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome as well. There's only so many times we can do Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka before it's just the same match over and over and over and over again. So I think letting people face off against different people would be a good idea. What's Ray up to here? Ray's just having a nice little run around on his own while the other two guys wrestle at this point. And Tanahashi chopping away the back of the knee of Ray. And that's going to be a smart move here by Tanahashi. If he can continue working down the legs, continue damaging the legs, I think it would be a good way forward, because both of these guys really depend on their springboards, their legs, to hit some real high-flyer maneuvers. Tanahashi sending Eddie off the ropes. Went for the strike in the gut. Eddie saw it coming, fought back, but Tanahashi once again taking out the leg. Sending Eddie now over the top. Ray with a neck breaker on Tanahashi. Eddie with a strong forearm. Tanahashi goes off the ropes. Ray with a flapjack. And now Eddie spins around. Hurricanrana taking down Rey Mysterio. It's a big one for Eddie. Of course, it was Ray who took the SWE Cruiserweight Championship away from Eddie. Eddie would love the chance to fight for it once again. And if he does get the pinfall here over Ray, like I said, I think it would only be fair to give Eddie that opportunity. The Cruiserweight Championship's been a little bit of a poison chalice, to be honest. I mean, Ospreay did very well with it, but Ospreay lost it to Sammy Guevara in a fatal four-way. I can't believe Guevara won that four-way, by the way. It was Yushin Thunder Liger, Mystico, Will Ospreay, and Sammy Guevara, and Guevara won it. Guevara then lost it on his first title defense to Leo Rush in a triple threat against Leo Rush and Javon Evans. Leo Rush then lost it in his first defense to Juventud Guerrera at Invasion. Juventud lost it in his first defense at Halloween Havoc to Eddie Guerrero. And Eddie lost it in his first defense to Rey Mysterio at November to Remember. So the belt has not been successfully defended in a very, very long time. And I'm sure Eddie would love the opportunity to get back in control of that championship, become the first ever two-time Cruiserweight champion. Tanahashi's sling blade there on Rey Mysterio, heading up to the top. Is he thinking high fly floats? The battle of the frog splashes here. Tanahashi has also said not only that Shawn Michaels in the previous match was one of his idols, but he has spoken about his fondness for Eddie Guerrero in the ring, and even spoke about the fact that his high fly flow is a direct reference to Eddie Guerrero's frog splash as well. Eddie now taking Ray up, in with a suplex, keeps the grip, rolls the hip. Oh, but instead of going for the Three Amigos, turns it into a backdrop, but Tanahashi's there to take advantage of the situation, sending Eddie into the corner. And then we have no idea what's going on. But Tanahashi does get a drop kick in his face, and now Tanahashi looking to head over the top, looking for that senton. Ray moved out the way. And Ray with a crucifix-style pin. There's the one. Only a 1 count. Ray now bringing Tanahashi back up. There's a boot in the leg, one in the gut, then into a DDT. Ray, of course, being shorter than most others, needs to bring people down to his level. So that boot in the leg was enough to bring Tanahashi down to his level. Eddie jumps in for a quick pin, but Tanahashi's there to break it up. Lovely German suplex. Tanahashi now, through a kendo stick, completely missed it. Of course, remember these matches are no DQ. They're a triple threat match, of course. But not only is it no DQ, it's weapons are encouraged. I don't know if they'll use them many times in this one, because it's not really the style for these guys to be using weapons, but it is what it is. Tanahashi now up on the top rope. In with that high fly flow attempted, but Ray moved out the way. Ray, very used to frog splashes. The amount of times he's wrestled against Eddie Guerrero, he can see them coming a mile away and was able to avoid it then. Tanahashi back up on his feet, though, hitting the sling blade. There's the pin for the 1, the 2, and oh, that was close. That was well close. Tanahashi and Ray now standing over the fallen Eddie, now going up against each other. Yeah, so for me, I mean, well, both Ray and Eddie will desperately need these points more than Tanahashi does, but I think no matter who wins, just remember it's a triple threat match as well, so there's 3 points up for grabs for the winner. 1 point for the victory, then 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents at once, so it's a massive, massive match for all 3 of them, really. Big chance to get a nice boost in the ranking system, and the likes of Eddie and Ray, who are quite low down, this will be a chance to really elevate them up to where they want to be. Ray's now down on the outside. Tanahashi dragging Eddie away from the corner. Is he thinking high fly flow himself? No, he's thinking cloverleaf, but Eddie saw that coming as well. Of course, Eddie also uses the cloverleaf as a finisher. I wonder if that's a link up as well then, of course. Eddie uses the lasso from El Paso, the cloverleaf finisher. So we know that Tanahashi said that he utilizes the high fly flow from Eddie's moveset. Is that where he's got the cloverleaf from as well? Because I don't remember seeing Tanahashi ever really use a cloverleaf that often, to be honest. But there's a suplex. Now Eddie looking for the second. He's going to free Amigo him on the outside by the looks of it. He hits the second, and there's the trifecta. The 3 Amigos on the outside by Eddie. There's a drop kick in the back there by Ray on Eddie as well. Ray now sending Tanahashi back in the ring, looking to try and finish him off while Eddie's down on the outside. Ray has every opportunity here of trying to finish Tanahashi off with the damage that Eddie had done. There's the pinfall. Remember, there's no rope breaks in the triple threat. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Ray jumps on top now, but Eddie's there. I think he's going to break this one up, is he? No, Eddie's going to do some circles around it. Tanahashi now in with that backslide. We saw him get a victory with that earlier in the week in a big, I can't remember which match it was now. Eddie, lovely all the way around the world, in with a head scissor takedown. Now Eddie heading up top, he's thinking of a frog splash of his own. Oh, he missed it. That's the interesting one then. And so Tanahashi obviously spoke about how the frog splash is a direct reference to Eddie's frog splash. And Eddie's frog splash is a direct reference to his ex-tag team partner, Art Barr. So that frog splash has spanned many generations at this point. Look at Ray now, lovely tornado DDT, taking Eddie down. Eddie busted open as well. And Ray's heading up top. And Ray also using the frog splash as a homage to his great friend Eddie Guerrero. There's the pin. And Ray, oh, no, the Cruiserweight champion only gets the 2, but it was bloody close, wasn't it? It will well really close, that one. Oh, look at Ray just launching the baseball bat into the face of Tanahashi. Now takes him up into a powerbomb position, but Tanahashi able to break free. Tanahashi going to take Eddie up in with a sit-out pile driver on the outside. Ray now sending Tanahashi crashing into the barricade as well. Eddie, lovely boot in the gut. Some big ones in the side of the thigh as well. Tanahashi, what a strike that is. And then in with a full Nelson position. Eddie up on top and a dive outside. Double axe handle caught Tanahashi when he wasn't even paying attention. Eddie now looking for that neck breaker on Rey Mysterio. Remember, 2 more big matches to come for you after this one. We've got the technical showcase of Tanahashi, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, and Bryan Danielson. Before that main event of the evening, Tanahashi 1-on-1 against Ultimo Dragon for the SWE Asian Championship. Did Tanahashi ever face Ultimo Dragon 1-on-1? It seems like they would have done at some point. It's not come up with anything, I must admit. No, it doesn't look like it did. When did Ultimo retire? It weren't that early, because I remember watching Ultimo Dragon wrestling in the UK in like 2000, in the 2010s. I mean, he was at the end of his career, don't get me wrong. Returned to Japan. Last thing on Wikipedia was a match in 2014 in North Korea. Okay. Where he defeated Hajime Ohara and Hedy French in 2 singles matches day after day. Apart from that, I know, 2017, he lost a championship to Atsushi Aoki in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, so he's been around. He's been around. Doesn't look like he's wrestled for many years, though, and he doesn't... There's nothing here where he announced his retirement or anything I can see, so he's still... He probably is retired, in fairness to you. I mean, how old is Ultimo now? He's 59, okay. He's just turned 59, so he's not... Yeah. I mean, if he goes like Terry Funk, he's still got another 20-odd years in him. Eddie now looking to take Tanahashi up. You see, Eddie is busted open. Not quite as bad as his JBL match. That was brutal, that, wasn't it? Eddie now looking for those 3 amigos once again on Tanahashi. Ray, though, is waiting for him with the kendo stick. Ray breaks up the pin. Clubbing blow across the back of the head of Eddie. Now in with that reverse drop. The problem is here, all 3 of these guys use a frog splash as their finishing maneuver, so it's pretty difficult, isn't it? Nice shoulder breaker. And a lovely running crossbody there by Tanahashi. And there is the cloverleaf locked in on Ray. We know Ray has issues with his knees as well in the past, but Ray was able to break free. Eddie now springs off the ropes looking for a dropkick. I don't think he quite got hold of it. He might have winged him, but not really enough. Look at Eddie now with the elbows in the gut of Ray. Oh, wow. Tanahashi just absolutely dinged Eddie and Ray right across the head with a kendo stick. Tanahashi might have it here. That kendo stick snapped over the head of Rey Mysterio, and Tanahashi does win the triple threat match. Wow. Tanahashi continuing to build up his points. First of all, Rey Mysterio moves down to a -1 for the year, a +1 after 49 matches overall. Eddie Guerrero moves down to a +1 overall after 38 matches, a -1 for the year as well. But it's Tanahashi who continues his incredible vein of form. He gets 1 point for the victory, 2 bonus points for winning a triple threat, and moves up to a +14 after 33 matches. A +14 after 13 matches just this year alone, which now moves him up to 26th position in the ranking system, joint with Rick Steiner and Juventud Guerrera. Both of those guys are far too high in my opinion, though. They really are far too high in my opinion. But what a match that was. As I said, I don't think Tanahashi is someone who we could... I mean, let me know what you guys think, but I don't believe that Tanahashi is someone who should be involved in the Cruiserweight division. He apparently is billed as 223 pounds. I don't know whether early Tanahashi would have been more considered in the Cruiserweight vein. Let me have a quick look. Did Tanahashi ever win the... Tanahashi, 8-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, 2-time Intercontinental Champion, 3-time United States Champion, 1-time Television Champion, 3-time Tag Team Champion, 2-time Under 30 Openweight Champion, 1-time Never Openweight Champion, 6-time Trios Champion, but he never won the Junior Heavyweight Championship. So he's never really been involved in the Cruiserweight division ever in his career, so I don't think we need to put him involved in that, do we? I don't know, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. He just pinned the Cruiserweight Champion. Do we just give him his points? Or does he have a shot at the Cruiserweight title in his future? Who the hell knows? Either way, Eddie's not getting one at this point. Right then, here we go, another fatal four-way elimination match. This one is a technical masterclass. After seeing how many matches Tanahashi has won this week by submission, this match seemed inevitable, didn't it, really? Three of the best technical wrestlers of all time come against each other with Hiroshi Tanahashi to really test him on his technical prowess. So let's check the ranking system then. Hiroshi Tanahashi, as we now know, is up to 26th position with plus 14 after 33. Bret the Hitman Hart, after many, many years, right at the top of the ranking system, is now down in 4th. It's actually joint 3rd, in fairness, alongside Roman Reigns on plus 28 after 61 matches. Then we have Kurt Angle, who is in 18th position in our ranking system, on plus 16 after 43. And finally, we have Bryan Danielson, who is in 12th position in the ranking system on plus 18 after 54. So all these guys are incredible positions. I mean, Tanahashi being in 26th and being the lowest out of these four just shows how high they are in SWE. And there's big points up for grabs here today. In all Fatal 4 elimination matches, there's 4 points up for grabs, 1 point for the winner, and 3 bonus points to be given to whoever causes the eliminations. So yeah, big opportunities here. And if Bret was to get all 4 points here, he'd put himself back up to second, only a couple of points away from the top of the table. I'm thinking of doing like a Continental Classic sort of thing, but I'm thinking of doing it within our ranking system. So if we were to do, what would it be, 6 on each group? 6 in each group, but we'd take the top 12. So at the moment, the top 12, it would be Ospreay, Okada, Roman Reigns, Bret Hart, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, The Big Show, Kenny Omega, Malachi Black, Jeff Cobb, Bron Breakker, and Daniel Bryan. Those would be the top 12. We'd probably do like odds and evens. That'd be Ospreay, Reigns, Lesnar, Big Show, Malachi Black, and Bron Breakker in one group. Then the evens would be Okada, Bret Hart, Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega, Jeff Cobb, and Danielson in the other group. And I think that'd be a good way just to shuffle the top and really make sure the people at the top should be at the top. Because in fairness, I mean, I like Bron Breakker, I like Jeff Cobb, I like Malachi Black, but the 3 of them in the top 12, considering the people that are not in the top 12, is probably a little bit crazy. But we'll have to see. I'm tempted to do something like them sort of lines. I think that'd be cool. I'm also tempted with the Rumble. With the Royal Rumble, I want to put that out to you guys in the next couple of weeks and see what you want me to do. I've got several different ideas for the Rumble. Number 1, we stick to current day roster only and make the Royal Rumble a WWE show. Number 2, we do all-time WWE Royal Rumble show. So anybody who's worked for WWE in the time they've been doing Rumbles can be involved. Or we make it completely open to everyone in SWE, and we just either use a random number generator to pick the 30 people, or I pick 30 that I want to see. Or the other way forward would be for me just to do it rankings based. So the Royal Rumble would be the top 30 men from the division. Maybe minus the SWE champion, Roman Reigns, because he'll be defending the belt against the winner of the Rumble. And then we do the same for the women's as well. We do the top 30 women. And again, that would probably help a few people just reorganize that top 30. But yeah, it'd be interesting what you guys vote for. I'll put it in the chat in the next couple of weeks or so. There's no rush yet, because we've still got a couple of weeks worth of content to do, haven't we, really? And the women's rankings might actually change depending on, of course, this Crown of Queens tournament coming up soon. Bret Hart there, big spinning pile driver on Kurt Angle, taking him down. And I do expect to see a lot more technical prowess in this match, a lot more submission styles. But at the moment, Bret's just swinging weapons and going for it on Kurt Angle. Danielson, lovely poison runner. Bret sending Angle to the outside. I remember these do have falls count anyway in these matches as well, because I was fed up with the game taking so long and everyone using their finishes on the outside. So the referee, the psycho knee by Danielson completely flattens Bret Hart out of nowhere, and there is the pin. Oh, it's only a 2 count. I thought we had the first elimination there. Yeah, the reason why Bron Breakker's so high in the ranking system is mainly from 2023 and 2022. We did the father and son tag team tournament, and him and his father Rick Steiner absolutely ran it. They were amazing. Boot in the gut now. And Tanahashi taking Danielson up with a pile driver. Of course, Danielson known to have neck issues as well. So that pile driver on the outside is going to be very, very effective. But it's still only enough for the 2 count. Angle now chopping away. And capturing the ankle of Tanahashi in with the ankle lock. Tanahashi needs the win here, remember. Only one more match in tonight's card. And that will be that Asian Championship match between Tanahashi and Ultimo Dragon. So if Tanahashi can get the win here, after the big win in the triple threat in the previous match, he could have some massive, massive momentum going into that match against Ultimo Dragon. Tanahashi chopping away at the back of the knee of Kurt Angle. But Danielson come around the back of Tanahashi. Did Danielson and Tanahashi ever wrestled? I know Danielson wrestled Okada. Danielson wrestled Zack Sabre Jr. I don't know if he ever got one-on-one with Tanahashi, you know. Again, it's another dream. I mean, there's so many dream matches against Tanahashi. And we'll get through them, you know. Why not? I like the idea of doing these sort of themed mini shows that I've got planned in, sort of like era specific. We could do a Prime New Japan one and just bring the odd American talent in to showcase the sort of big attractions. We could do a current day New Japan and bring in the likes of Ospreay and Danielson, or we could do a classic New Japan and Danielson can be involved in that. When I say classic, I mean like 2015 sort of time, when Danielson was also at his prime. Prime Danielson versus Prime Tanahashi. As Bret the Hitman Hart here locks in the sharpshooter on Tanahashi, who again breaks free. But that's a couple of big submissions that Tanahashi's have been locked into now. We've seen the sharpshoot, we've seen the ankle lock. As Danielson there just standing over the fallen... Kurt Angle standing over the fallen Bryan Danielson. Tanahashi came flying in the ring, hit a sling blade, then a German suplex on Danielson. And now once again, Bret has Tanahashi folded over into that sharpshooter. Second time of the match, the damage may have been done. Tanahashi may have to tap. He doesn't. Or did he? I didn't see him tap. No. Can't be, because Angle's still swinging a chair at him, so he's still officially in the match. There's the submission locked in here by Danielson. That sleeper hold has the legs grapevined as well. But Angle able to break free. Danielson now, lovely running drop toe hold on Angle, whose face hit that bottom rope. Remember, those ropes are made of woven steel wrapped in tape. They are not soft to land on at all. They are very painful to land on. People think they're springy and they're not going to hurt, but my word, woven steel is painful, trust me. I don't know why I'm saying trust me like I've ever done it like, but it looks painful. Brett now with a pin on Kurt Angle inside the ring, running elbow strike in the face there by Danielson, taking down Tanahashi. Kurt Angle now taking down Brett as well. Oh, Angle went for the dive on Brett, completely missed, went flying out the ring, hit face first on to the barricade as well. Bloody dropkick, look at that. He flew after that dropkick. Brett then flattens Tanahashi with the clothesline as well. Brett now with a boot in the back of the head of Tanahashi, and oh, look at Danielson comes flying along with a chop block, taking out the knee of Bret Hart. Kurt Angle now around the back of Tanahashi. Has him spun over into the ankle lock. Tanahashi, there's only so many submission holds he can last. He's been locked into the sharpshooter twice. And the ankle lock now, and Tanahashi is eliminated. It's a shame for him. He needed to build that momentum into that final match against Ultimo Dragon coming up next. But Kurt Angle gets the elimination. And then Danielson eliminates Kurt Angle. Wow. That was some quick eliminations. And I can't keep track. Right, Kurt Angle gains a point and then loses a point. So sits on 0 after 1 this year. Still plus 16 after 44. Tanahashi drops down to a plus 13 after 14 matches. Plus 13 after 34 overall. And then Bryan Danielson with that elimination gets himself a point. Moves up to a plus 19 after 54. Which is actually going to hoist him up the ranking system quite a few positions. Moves up to 8th position now, which is pretty good for him. Goes from 12th up to 8th. Going ahead of the likes of Bron Breakker, Jeff Cobb and Malachi Black. Those boots right across the chest there by Danielson. And a big one right across the side of the head of Bret Hart. This is a big one, this though. If Danielson wins this match, he's going to get 2 more points. He'll move up to a plus 21, which will put him equal with the Big Show. And if Bret Hart wins this, he'll get himself 2 points, go up to a plus 30, and go back up to 2nd in the ranking system, behind only Will Ospreay. But there's the Bushido knee. That might be enough for Danielson for the 1, for the 2, and a 3. And Bryan Danielson, massive win for him. Bret Hart loses his first match of the year, drops down to a plus 27 after 62. And Danielson, with that, gets plus 3 from 1 match this year, and a plus 21 after 55 matches overall, which does put him joint 7th with the Big Show. The only difference is the Big Show has got a plus 21 after only 23 matches, mainly due to the Royal Rumble back last year. Whereas Danielson has taken 55 matches to get up to a plus 21. But it's a great start to the year for Bryan Danielson, a great start to the year for Tanahashi, a great start to the year for Will Ospreay at the moment. All of those guys already in the positives and looking strong. And Tanahashi, I mean, he struggled a bit here. He was locked into 2 sharpshooters, 2 ankle locks, and he has to think about the main event. He has to think about going in there with as little damage to him as possible, and by being locked into submissions over and over again, it's not going to help him out. So maybe he did this on purpose. Maybe he realised that the championship match coming up next was more important and he needed to make sure that he was fit and healthy for that. Or maybe I'm just trying to give him an out. There was that Busaiku knee, the second time Danielson hit that in the match, and it was enough for the 3 count. Bryan Danielson is victorious. And I don't think we've got any more Danielson matches coming up. No, I don't think he was involved in the Best of 2025 matches, I don't believe. I'm sure we'll find some space for Danielson pretty soon. He deserves it, doesn't he? He's one of the best of all time. Maybe the best of all time. Right then, here we go, your main event of the evening. The SWE Asian Championship is on the line as Ultimo Dragon defends the belt for the first time against Hiroshi Tanahashi, the former champion Hiroshi Tanahashi, that is. So yeah, it's a surprise one for me. We did Invasion back, I think it was like October-ish we did Invasion, and that's when Ultimo Dragon won the championship back in a triple threat match against the then champion Giant Baba and the Great Muta. And as I've said in the past, I think the SWE Asian Championship probably has one of the strongest championship lineages that we've got in general. Go Shiozaki was the first champion, then Tanahashi, then Inoki, then Mitsuharu Misawa, the Great Khali, Giant Baba, and now Ultimo Dragon. And Tanahashi looking to become the first ever two-time SWE Asian champion. In terms of the ranking system, we already know Tanahashi's doing well. And no matter what happens here, Tanahashi's going to finish off very successfully. He's currently on plus 13 after 14 matches this year. If he loses, he drops down to a plus 12, which is still incredible, really. If you look at the weeks we did last year for the likes of Hulk Hogan and John Cena, they weren't necessarily very successful. I think Cena did okay. Hogan came out terribly. But Tanahashi really showing the pair of them exactly what they need to do. And then let's have a look at Ultimo Dragon. Ultimo Dragon is in 70th in our ranking system. Plus 6 after 11 matches. Mainly thanks to last year, really. Plus 7 after 4 matches last year was his big turnaround year. And of course, that's when he won the championship as well. So, very interesting match here indeed. I would love to see Tanahashi walk out of it as the SWE All-Asian Champion, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Both these guys very, very accomplished. Both of them absolute legends of Japanese wrestling as well. I don't think this match ever did happen in real life. I've Googled it and I couldn't come up with anything, so I don't believe it's happened. Let me try on the Wikipedia as well. Tanahashi. No. Tanahashi's name does not reference a single time on Ultimo Dragon's list. It looks like Ultimo Dragon, in fairness, a lot of his Wikipedia pages got nothing to do with Japan at all. It talks about his early years up until 1996, working alongside CMLL and AAA and places like that. Then it talks about WCW from 96 to 98. Then he went to Toryumon from 97 to 2003. Before moving to WWE in 2003 to 2004. He returned to Japan in 2004. He's also done some more work for CMLL. Mainly over in Mexico, to be honest with you. He worked a bit in Canada. He wrestled against the likes of Sonjay Dutt, M-Dog 20, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Jushin Thunder Liger, Black Tiger as well. Worked a bit in Michinoku Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling. We never really saw much of him by the looks of it in New Japan at all his entire career. Look at his championships. No. Oh, he did, though. Yeah, okay. He's a former two-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. He won the J Crown once. And that's about it, really, New Japan-wise. Lovely DDT there by Ultimo Dragon on Tanahashi. Brings Tanahashi now to a standing base. The strikes right into the gut and a big drop kick into the face as well, taking Tanahashi down. Looking for the running senton, but Tanahashi got the knees up. Tanahashi now brings Ultimo back up, hits him with the sling blade into the drop kick in the side of the head. We've seen some fantastic moves by him already doing that now. Up Tanahashi on top, high fly flow. It's early in the match, but it might just be enough for the 1, for the 2. Oh no, it's only a 2 count. Tanahashi now, big strike right across the back of the head of Ultimo. Once again, heading up to the middle rope. What's Tanahashi aiming for? He's going to dive in with a drop kick. Ultimo flies across the ring. Tanahashi now looking for that shin breaker. And a dragon screw on Ultimo Dragon as well. Ultimo now back up on his feet. Tanahashi spinning him around. Big forearm across the spine. And Ultimo now wrenching back at the arm of Ultimo Dragon. Tanahashi backing away into the corner. Runs in. Basement dropkick right into the knee. Okay. A smart maneuver. As we said, Tanahashi's done a lot of damage this week using the Texas Cloverleaf style submission. But not only that, you can weaken your opponent. We know Ultimo Dragon is a high flyer, loves to use his high flyer maneuvers, springboard moves and stuff like that. So taking out the knee is definitely going to weaken his offense. Ultimo now sending Tanahashi into the corner. Tanahashi fighting back with the elbow in the face, in with a sling blade as well. And a big drop kick into the side of the head. If Tanahashi can walk away here as the Asian champion, I think this is going to be an amazing couple of weeks for him. He's been so freaking good this week as Tanahashi. Got 10 wins from 10 in his opening salvo. Ultimo now standing, sliced bread. There's the pin now for the 1, the 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Ultimo now heading up to the top. Tanahashi, in with a powerbomb. Caught Ultimo Dragon, dropped him hard. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Tanahashi now sends Ultimo into the ropes as a strike right into the gut. And now there's the backbreaker. Tanahashi up top, second time in the match, the high fly flow. That should be enough for a brand new SWE Asian champion. It is indeed. Hiroshi Tanahashi gets the win, caps off an absolutely amazing week. Moves up to a plus 14 after 15 matches, plus 14 overall after 35. What an incredible week this has been for Hiroshi Tanahashi. Not only massively increased his position in the ranking system, but now also walking away with a championship. His second time as the SWE Asian champion. Ultimo Dragon drops down to a plus 5 after 12 matches, minus 1 for 1 for the year. And let's update the ranking system. Boom, boom. Tanahashi, 2-time SWE Asian champion. Change the colours, put you as green, put you in bold. Ultimo, you go to red, and you're no longer bold. There we go. Ranking system updated. Wow, what a run. What a run this has been for Tanahashi this week. It's incredible, really. He's been so impressive. And this is what we should have seen from Hogan last year. What we should have seen from Cena this year as well. Them two sort of struggled a bit. I mean, Cena, I suppose, is a little bit harsh because Cena had some matches where he was going to lose, weren't he? We had the match against Kurt Angle where he came in a massive underdog. He had the match against Brock Lesnar, who came in as a massive underdog. But those other ones, he had big opportunities to win. But Tanahashi really showcased his ability this week. Has put himself up into the top 25 in the SWE rankings. From a guy who was completely in the doldrums, he's now in the top end of SWE. And that is it for our Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Ace of the Universe week. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like, subscribe, all the other good stuff. Up next, we will have our Best of 2025 shows. 4 of those. 1 from WWE, 1 from AEW, 1 from Japan, 1 from Mexico, showcasing the best matches according to Cage Match. So it should be some pretty fun stuff coming up for you over the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, we start off with the Crown of Queens. The PWI-based tournament. We take the top 32 from the PWI 250 for the women's division in 2025 and pit them up against each other in a standard knockout competition. Right, that's a lot of words. I'm finished. Good night. God bless. I'll be the same. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. And I'll see you all very soon for our next show here on WWE 2K25. Goodbye.